Hi everybody, Dave here again from DerpMachina, and on this video we're going to be running through our DM Lobby service. DM Lobby is an overlay service that lets you manage your open lobby streams. So viewers can interact themselves, join the lobby, leave, sit out and so on, while you get a management interface where you can retain master control over everything that's going on. The best part is that all you have to add is a browser source. The rest of it's all automated for you. The business spiel, DerpMachina, is a suite of free online streamer tools designed so you don't need to install anything locally on your machine. As usual, I'll include links below for our other services and the walkthroughs, but for now, let's get stuck in. Not surprisingly, the first thing we're going to want to do is go to the website. So head on over to lobby.derpmachina.com. Log in at the top right. I'm going to use my test setup account once again, although the order we do things here is a little back to front, so I'll probably do things differently. Anyway, to kick things off, just click Lobby and then set it up, or click your profile badge and go to your profile. Scroll down to the lobby section, as everything we'll be playing with is in here. When I said we'd be working a little ass about on this, what I mean is that we're going to set up the overlays first and then create and manage lobbies. This is purely so I can show you what the end result looks like as we perform actions. If you're confused, that's okay. It'll all make sense shortly. Now, because this is a brand new setup, I'm going to flick over to my actual profile as there's existing data there which will help make more sense. So to start with, let's jump into the lobby overlay screen. At the top here, you'll see a bunch of browser overlay URLs. So, without further ado, open up your streaming platform of choice, which for me is OBS 32.1.2. First thing I'm going to do is create a group under my sources to contain all the lobby sources. It's 100% optional, but this is so we can hide and show the entire thing with one click. Then, if we go back to DerpMachina, you'll see the first overlay is the queue, so click Copy. Then back in OBS, we're going to add a new browser source. I'll call mine Lobby Queue, but obviously you can call it whatever you want. I'm not your mum. Paste the URL from DerpMachina in here. Set your desired size. I reckon 600 by 900 will work for me. And then I'd recommend you tick this shutdown source when not in use checkbox. The reason for that is because if you ever change the way an overlay looks in DerpMachina, the changes won't replicate to your overlay until the browser source cache is refreshed. You can do this in OBS, but the good old turn it off and turn it back on again never goes astray, even though in this case it's just hide and then show. Same shovel, different spade. When we click OK, you can see what the lobby will look like. This is why I wanted to use my own account, as otherwise this lobby would be bare. To refresh the cache, not that we need to, you can quickly do that here. Then I'll move the browser source into the DM lobby group and we're ready for the next one, which is sitting out overlay. So again, click Copy. Add a new browser source, name it, paste the URL and set the size. I'm going to go with 300 by 300. Tick shutdown browser source and then OK. That's a bit small actually, so I'll just edit that and make it 500 wide. That's better. Add the next browser source. Copy and then paste the command URL. This one's designed for 600 by 600. Shut down the browser source where not visible and then OK. And the final one is the toast notification overlay. Add and name your browser source. Paste the URL and set your size. The optimal height for this is about 200. The width will vary based on some settings we'll set later. Click OK and drag them all into the damn lobby group, and we're done. You won't actually see anything for toasts yet, as we haven't done anything that would trigger a pop-up. The reason we made these separate overlays is so you can choose what you want to show and hide, as well as move all the components independent of each other around your screen. For example, I might want to put the commands up here, or hide them completely, because I plan to tell my viewers on stream to just type !play if they want to join. The reason we put them in a group is so that you can hide or show the entire lobby in your stream dependent upon what you're doing. The lobby is great for a waiting screen, for example, but I'm sure no one wants it plastered all over their screen while they're in the middle of trying to play a game or watch someone play a game. Alternatively, you could just use scenes to display different things, but I'm here to show you how to use DM Lobby, not OBS, so let's get back to it. My apologies, I talked through the setup without realizing I still had the lobby overlay obscuring everything I was doing. It's fairly simple though, so rather than blow it away, I'll just run you through what I did. This is the setup lobby screen, which is the top menu item under lobby on the left toolbar. As you can see down here, I've already created the lobby, but first you give the lobby a name, e.g. Fright Day Fun, open lobby for scary games on a Friday. Enter the current game if you want it to appear, for example, Dead by Daylight. The host name is whoever is hosting the open lobby. It would usually be you, I imagine, but if not, this allows them to show up as a host in the lobby. The gamer tag is for instances where the game name differs from the stream name. For example, I'm DerpStorm everywhere except on PlayStation, as it doesn't like the letters PST together and won't let me have my name. So I'm still Tank and Spank there. When you're happy, click Create New Lobby and the details will update here. You can't see it here, but this also updates the overlays and removes any remaining users from your previous lobby. Down the bottom here, we have the commands that DerpMachina looks for when processing messages from Twitch, YouTube, or Kick. It's the same as the commands overlay we showed on screen earlier, but this here is for your reference in case you wanted to create your own text overlay or put it in chat or read them out on stream. Horses courses. Down the track, we will be adding moderator commands as well. However, they won't appear on the overlay as they're not intended for the public to see. So this is where you'll be able to reference those. While on the topic of future integrations, we also plan to add accolades for lobby players. So if you're using our accolade system, you'll be able to set up some accolades for number of games played and that sort of stuff. Now you have a lobby set up, your overlays are running, and it's ready to go. In addition to viewers controlling their actions via commands in chat, you have a lobby management page where you can do a bunch of stuff yourself. To get there, click Lobby Controls under the Lobby heading on the left toolbar. At the top of this page, you'll see the details of your current lobby. This status toggle on the right lets you open or close your lobby. When the lobby is open, new viewers can join using commands in chat. When it's closed, they can only leave the queue. So you might do that near the end of your stream. If you're doing an open lobby day and are like, yeah, right, I'm going to finish up soon, but I'll play with the rest of the people in the queue, and then I really need to get myself some tucker, and we'll end the stream after that. Then you can close off the stream. All your management tools on this page will still work, but it's designed to stop further viewer interactions with your queue. Someone's joined our lobby already. If someone has joined your lobby, like Lulio here, and haven't put their gamer name in, or gamer tag, whatever you want to call it, you have the ability to add it using this button. I'm jumping ahead a bit, but say Lulio's in-game name was, I don't know, Midoriya. Mephoria. Oh my goodness, I can't type. Should have just gone with Deku. Anyway, that'll do. You can actually edit and give them a game name so other viewers can follow along with what is happening. At the top here, you can manually add players as well. I'm just going to flick back over to my lobby for a second. Let's open up that lobby. I'm not live streaming anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And then I'll put in viewer 1, whose game name is not a real person. You can see they have appeared at the bottom here. So, to the other buttons beside people in the queue. The first one is now playing, which marks the user, not surprisingly, as currently playing a game. This means that in the overlay, you can see that DerpStorm TV is marked as playing to further visualize that for people. You can also select multiple people if you want and apply an action to those. So 3 selected, and we'll mark all of those guys as playing. Then the lobby replicates the 4 people playing we just moved. This tick mark button marks the person as having played a game. Two, 3, and as you can see, we can do that with multiple people as well. And the reason that's in there is because sometimes you might want people to play a few games before shuffling them back into the queue again. Say Psycho C had played 3 games and these guys only played 1, 0. It's time to give someone else a shot until they're at 3, and that's what this return to queue button is for. I might adjust that function to move them to the back of the queue rather than just back to their previous position as the queue. As with the way it currently works, you then have to click on this button to move them to the back. In our example, you could go, right, now Magul is invited to the game, and that's our current Swift. The other buttons you have here are back of the queue, remove the player from the lobby, and sit the player out. Players can still do this themselves from the lobby commands, but the reason for this is in case you need to sit someone else because they're AFK or they messaged you asking you to do it or something like that. Say we're going to sit you out, and you actually, all 3 of you. And what that looks like on the overlay is this. Here you can see the 3 people sitting out, and here is the order people will be playing in. Now the reason the number sequence appears off, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 10, 11, is because if Fatboy Rick decided to sit back in, it would retain his position in the queue and he would reappear at position 5. Open for feedback on that, whether that's actually useful or not, or we could just make it sequential and have a variable in the background that says what their previous queue position is, and then it shuffles accordingly. Maybe even putting people who sit out at the back of the queue when they rejoin. I might even set up some controls on this page near the top where you can choose how these individual buttons behave. That way you guys can choose yourself. Somewhere in here. Yeah, somewhere in here makes sense. Yeah, another one for my to-do list. So it may be there by the time you see this vid. Anyway, that's how it works at the time of this recording. The other thing you can do on this interface is drag and drop people in the queue to visually manage their positions. Doesn't work for sitting out or now playing, but it's potentially an easier way for you to manage your queue. Down the bottom of the screen, you'll just have notifications and some basic stats about your lobby. This one currently has 4 waiting, 4 in game at the moment, 3 sitting out, and has played 8 games in total this session. Back to the overlay tab. The top section is what we used at the start of the video. That customize button actually links to the Toast pop-ups tab, so we'll run through that in a moment. Underneath those are display options where you can tweak what appears in the tables. Did you want to show game names? By game names, I mean gamer tags, so I might update that wording. Do you want to show how many games they've played this lobby? How many games they've played in total across all your lobbies? E.g., they've played 3 games with you today, but 51 in total over time. That might be something your community finds interesting or engaging. Status refers to this far right column here. You might want a more condensed or streamlined display and turn that off. Sitting out I will remove, as this is left over from a previous iteration where players sitting out were showed in the same queue overlay, just with a out on the right as opposed to waiting or playing. That's now in its own overlay, so it's no longer required. The overlay title is just the name that would appear if you opened this overlay in a browser tab, as opposed to in something like OBS. Maximum players is just how many rows the table will show at a time. So how many you show will depend on how you've got your overlay configured up and how you want your space to work. It doesn't restrict the number of people that can be in the queue. You could still have 50 in there. It just makes sure the top 10 are displayed at any time and that it looks neat. The last page is the Toast pop-up customization screen. That overlay URL there is identical to that overlay URL there. I put them in both places because if you're setting up all your overlays, it made sense to have a copy there as well. First option, do you want Toast pop-ups to appear? Essentially the same as hiding the browser source. This just determines whether pop-ups are triggered or not. If you're running our DM chat, you can also have lobby updates post there. Change the look and feel here. How long do you want it to appear for? How wide do you want it? Which goes back to the size of the overlay we mentioned earlier. If you're running a full screen browser source, then where do you want the pop-up to appear? Scale just multiplies the size by a factor, so if you want it twice as big, you just enter 2. You can also have an image appear at the left and a sound play whenever a toast pops up if you wanted. There's a preview at the bottom, so if we add the image, then that's what it would look like. If you added a sound, well, I don't actually have a sound for that, but you see what I mean. To show you what these actually look like, let's open up our source and send a test toast. There you go. And you can see the message in DM chat down the bottom right. You might rearrange it a little like this. We don't need commands. Put set out over here and the toast go up in the middle. And you can see the message in DM chat down the bottom right. These will appear regardless of whether you've done the action in your admin console or the viewer has done it themselves in chat. And that's all there is. So create the overlays, set up your lobby. You can even leave the same lobby open indefinitely if you just want to reuse it. Configure your toasts, and then use your controls to manage. Thank you very much for watching the stream. Hope you found it useful or informative or either, or whatever it is you stuck around to the end and I get a stat. If you have any questions or problems implementing it or anything like that, we are adding a ticketing system to the website, and we also have a DerpMachina Discord server set up so you can ask any of your questions there, provide any feedback there, any suggestions, anything you want really. Yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Tutty, bye.